my tight waist, S grip or gable grip, and then I'm keeping the heels pinned towards the butt. So I'm going to stand on my right leg, I look to the side that I want to work, and I drag my left knee over towards my right foot. This brings his right heel through the center line. Here, sprawl my right knee back, and then I look to the opposite side of the side I want to pass. I keep him flat by putting my shoulder on his sternum, knees are off the mat, and then all we're going to do is just walk around this guard. Here, and then we'll just use like a little hip switch, and then we're into side control. So you can see when I'm in side control, I have a tight waist. If John tries to sit up, I go hit my cross face and have a nice wide base on that left leg. We'll do it off the over-under grip again, right? So I managed to get the underhook. John has an underhook. If I have a right underhook, it means that I'm passing to my left side. I'm going to try to stay as deep as I can as well with my underhook. So ideally what you want to do is, with this hand, it's going to change like from an underhook to a tight waist. So I try get my fingers at least on his hips here. And then I bring John down towards the floor. So we can do this with our hands locked, or we can do it with our hands open. So let's say I just find that maybe he's a good guard, I'm just not able to get the hip switch going. There's a couple of things we can do. One is keep him flat, but I bring my hand inside, so I go false grip on the knee here. So I'm keeping the tight waist and I'm going false grip on the knee. Hands on the outside, but elbows on the inside of the thigh. And then all I'm gonna do is use this to separate John's legs here. And then if John tries to move, I'm just gonna keep this knee pinned on the floor. I then start to reach for my 12 to 6 cross waist, and then I'm just going to start walking my right foot above his knee, going to just slide straight into the mount. So we'll do that one again. So I have an underhook, so right underhook, and I try to get this in as deep as I can. So trying to get my shoulder basically going underneath John's shoulder, underneath his armpit, and this wraps around the far side. I can go open grip or a closed grip. Let's say that the hip switch isn't working, so I get a nice wide base. I'm always pinning his shoulders with my head, retract my elbow towards my hip, and I use like a false grip. I'm going to pin his knee down towards the floor, and it separates his legs. I get my left leg on the inside. So if John tries to move, it should be very hard. Always pinning that shoulder. If he tries to come up on his side, just keep him flat. Here. So I managed to get my cross face, and then I bring my chin over his left shoulder so I can get my weight in the right place. Here. And all we're going to do from this position, John, if you try to move, is I'm just going to walk my foot past his knee, and then we go straight into the mount. Here. This goes from an underhook to a tight waist. I'm keeping them flat, open hands or locked hands, whichever you prefer. Trying to get my hip switch going, trying to separate the legs, it isn't working. So good wide base. John comes up on his side. I'm always pinning him at my head, so we don't want him to come on his side. Retract my elbow towards my hip, false grip on the quad and the thigh, and I push his knee down towards the floor by bringing my elbow on the inside. Here, step my left leg inside, and I'm pinning this here now. So I'm just going to look to get my cross waist, and I put my chin over the line of the shoulder. If I want to give up the tight waist, I can. So I'm trying to walk. Maybe John's doing a good job keeping his left hook in. So all I'll do is this way. Bring the foot past the knee, and then I'll just use my hand here. And then we'll go into the mount off of that. Alright, so give that shot. 3, 2, 1.